She just wants to be the other woman. She wants to be there in his life. She doesn't mind. She loves him
But
that,
it's not
that
possible.
much.
It's not possible. Davido is
not
happily married. So that chapter is closed. How do we move forward?
Is, unfortunately, it's the child that is in the mix, and the child suffers at the end of the day. You know,
he has other kids now. I mean,
I don't know about Nigeria, but
let him take
in other places.
Sophia is offering. Let him take it, and when the child is 18 and can make decisions for herself, then we'll see then. Because this is just dirty and it's too much.
It's just because it is Nigeria. See, the court case is Nigeria, isn't it?
Yes.
No. So, yeah. So in other places of the world, they will actually interview the child. They will interview the child. They will find someone to interview the child. And it's going to be joint of the story. But unfortunately, in Nigeria, it's not like that. The lawyer will just come and blab nonsense in court, and, you know, at the end of the day, the child suffers. So it's just, they need to get to that stage.
Daddyfreeze, I have to leave.
Question the child.
Okay,
Me too,
my darling.
in the gym.
Me too. Bye, guys.
So, bye.
It's really sad. It's really sad for the child, because at this point the child is in the middle, and at the end of the day, you're taming a child that is going to grow up into an adult with some certain bitterness that the mother had with the father, instead of the child growing up as a child and learning good things from them, because they're actually learning good things from both parents, but there are some things with these things that will also have to affect the child when she grows up. So she's supposed to realize that if a man is taking care of a child, that man also has rights to that child. That child was not born without a father. Those miracles did not occur except it's Mary. So if you want the father to be there, then you also have to accept that both of you are taking care of the child, so both of you have rights to that child. And the guy doesn't prove to be any danger to the child. So I think for me, that was a low blow. People saying that the lawyer has the rights to fight with anything in court to win, that's not a low blow. For me, I believe what I want my lawyer to do in most cases is the evidences that I will provide for them to speak on.
My lawyer will never. He won't even allow me. If I wanted to throw a low blow, he won't allow me to throw a low blow. My lawyer will not allow me to throw a low. That's a low blow.
That's a low blow. That's an accident that occurred. Accidents that occur with a car, that occur with anything. That was an accident. Why would you want to bring that up in court? That was an accident. And these kids are siblings. Just learn to know that they are siblings. A sibling loves another sibling. Don't bring it up.
All right, we have people here.
And something happened to their child, doesn't mean the parents are evil or the parents are not good parents. Even Sophia goes out. Now she went to Doha, I think something global, women something. Did she take Imade with her? Even if she took Imade with her, was Imade in the conference room with her? So parents will leave children behind. Really, even in this Western world, you go, even in the daycare, things happen. You put your child in the right care. But the court just has to prove that Davido is in his right sense. He has the provision. The house is conducive. It has the love to give. And those are the vital things they choose. Even the court can take kids from mothers in the Western world if they know that you don't have a job, you don't have a steady home, you don't have all of, because those are the basic needs of life that they will look for to say you're a father. But he smokes, a child buys, something like that. Those are just sentiments they're just sentiments. They're not legal. But then it's also strong because they can look at all the lawyer was trying to do as a lawyer is just to plant a seed of irresponsible father. To plant a seed in the court case, in the courtroom, to look at Davido as an irresponsible father. That's just a seed. Whether it will grow, will germinate, so that's what lawyers do. When I'm doing investigation, when I'm defending cases too, not as a lawyer, you just throw that thing out. Everything you throw it out, you now look for what's going to catch. So that one being said, is just to look at Davido that a lot of men are always around. A child, you're careless enough. You're not good enough to have children around you. So that's just what the lawyer is doing. I don't think the lawyer...
My brother, wear shirts now. You cannot come live without clothes now.
Sorry.
I don't think... This is just... not necessarily being nice to the lawyer or something, but let's just be objective. The lawyer is just doing her work, and she has to do what needs to be done.
I disagree.
No,
my opinion.
Yeah, but she's just throwing things out.
I have lawyers that would play dirty, and I have lawyers that are reasonable. My lawyer will not allow me.
But let me tell you exactly what I'm saying, because your lawyer had this conversation with you and won't go that route. But this lawyer must have had conversation, and what if the client insisted that is what I want?
Then you get another lawyer.
Yeah, so it's up to her to say, I'm pulling out because this is not right. But then what kind of lawyer? But maybe, and one important thing, that lawyer, everybody says the lawyer is a woman. What kind of personal struggle does that lawyer have? Because a lot of people are even fighting men on behalf of other people, fighting for themselves. Do you know what I mean?
That's why I don't take feminism seriously.
Exactly. So when you see people holding other people's cases, I remember there was a situation here in the town where I live. The Nigerian couple, they were fighting, and when the police took them to the police station, the lady was like, blah blah blah, it's this, it's that, and the policeman was all about it. Did they do this? Did they do that? And when the girl came out, I said, this police, do you know whether she's also struggling with her husband? And the man maybe is cheating her or something, and you are just the instrument that she needs to punish woman. And then you are just giving her everything that you think you... So some people are fighting their own inner battle through you. So if you look at the lawyer, is she also fighting an inner battle that made her to throw all cautions to the wind?
Because sometimes you explain your problem to people and they will cry more than you, which means they are not, they are crying some type of...
crying on your behalf, but they are doing their own address. Exactly. So that can happen. That's why I said, look at all the behaviors and all the patterns, not necessarily the people. The lawyer might be going through her own issue, and she's using, yes, this is what I'm going to use. I'm going to fight all of this. She's satisfying her own need. Her own fight. She's fighting her own.
Okay.
We don't know. That's what I'm saying. We're all speculating that nobody is certain about anything. But I know lawyers will discuss with you.
One thing I know, in my humble opinion, or one thing I believe, in my humble opinion, is the lawyer did not need to go down that. There are other routes that you
100%.
know that.
Exactly. That's the
100%.
That's the point.
Let's hear the
100%. 100%.
Sorry. Good evening, Ma.
Good evening, brother.
Okay, there's this point there's two parts to this case that I think of. There's the part of assumptions and there's the part of reality. I think the reality is the fact that we have things that we've seen, like the court cases, the tweets, their speeches, everything they've said about this case. That should be a fact because it came from the both of them. Now, our assumptions are what we are seeing. If we put our 1 + 1 together, how does it become 2? That is the part of the assumption. Now, why Sophie, she's on the wrong path, from my opinion, is no mother makes her daughter or her child a pawn with a man she has divorced or about to divorce. A great mother is not going to make her child a pawn. I grew up with my mother taking care of me, giving me all I need. My father had other wives. But never for once. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Oh, you're rude, but we can hear you.
Okay. Never for once did she ever make my father feel like he's not entitled to us or he cannot make decisions in our lives. Regardless of the fact that he was not giving us anything, no provision, not like he was there for us, he was not paying the school fees. My mother was doing everything. But regardless, maybe because of the community we came from, you cannot, the way they operate in average family, sorry to say, I don't know, but the rich people, while growing up, the mentality they grow up with, they feel like they can do and undo without limits. They don't have people to make them feel like this is above your limit. But coming from an average family, we were not poor. We're on an average level. Coming from an average family, my mother knew she had limits to whatever it is she could do. She had to be responsible. She had to make her children our priority. And one of the ways of making us our priority is by making our father involved in our life. Regardless of he was not providing anything. Talk less of, in our own case, this is somebody that is giving you child support. If he does not give it, you come online to talk about it. And going down that route to use his son as a point in court because she is fully aware. The lawyer would have told her, okay, if things go south and we are losing in court, this is the card you can play. This is how to tamper on this person's feelings. This is how to go about it. They must have had that discussion. So she knew this would be her last card to be played, and she accepted. If she had not accepted, the lawyer would never have spoken about it. So to me, but the beautiful thing about this whole thing is these people are public figures. When the child is all grown up, when she's 18, nobody will be able to manipulate her, tell her stories that doesn't exist, because she will grow up to know that, okay, this man really fought for me. But it's just a disappointing situation that as a child, you grow up to know that and feel like, she's my mother used me as a pawn. Was my father really fighting for me? How did all this happen? But at the end of the day, it gets to be bygone. As a child, you need to, when you're all grown, you need to overlook it, regardless of the fact that you know whatever it is that has happened, you understand, you still have to love your parent.
However, I think in the Western world, when a child is 12, if the parents are in custody, when a child is 12, the child can say, I want to stay with dad, I want to be with mom, and even though it's under 18. So they can say, no, I want to stay with dad, I want to stay with mom. So they listen to them at that point. But 18 years is adult age. And basically, a father and a mother should be in the life of their kids. They have to prove Davido that he's not a responsible father. And that's what they're doing. Are they doing justice to that? I don't think so. Hold on. But to them, that's what they're doing.
Not ask for full custody. So why exactly prove that he's irresponsible?
Exactly.
If
like my sister said.
If he asks for full custody, then that means he's trying to take away the child completely. Then you can now say he's not a fit father, but for his own share of custody.
Yeah, even the custody, custody of divorce is really, it can be very brutal.
Ross, my brother, let me press X. Let me bring another person. Your network is shaking.
To be genuine, it's just an anger on this side that will make you go to court for this. Saying I want my child for weekend, it's not something that people should go to court for.
They still go to court, right? It has to be legal process. But how they're going about it is just that it's dirty. They can do it amicably and a lawyer will be there to make it legal. But then if they're not satisfied with the arrangements, so they can go to court and the court will make it fair enough.
You can only go to court where there is an issue. Genuinely, if myself and you have peace, and I've let go of certain things, I will make a big deal out of it.
We have agreed that there is no peace. So because there's no peace, exactly, there's no peace, and there has to be an arrangement. You said earlier, it could be bitterness from this, it could be bitterness from that. It's okay, but from the Adele case, they're big on family, I know, and that's why they're fighting. Some men won't even look back. Some men won't even look back, and he has said he's not going to do it, but it will still. I think he's just saying that because of the heat of the moment, the pain. Davido is not I think the family is not the type that will let a child go. And unfortunately, that is what the lady is holding on to. But then, if Davido is trying to swallow everything and try just because of the child to have a father in her life, he's doing good because he's looking at the years. Like if everybody said, leave her when the child is 18, between now and 18, the child can be damaged and the child can be lifted. So it can happen. So maybe that's what they're looking at. 12 years, she's 10 years old now, 11 or thereabout. Between now and 18 years old, we're talking about 7 years. 7 years means a lot. There's a lot that can happen between that time. Maybe that's what they are trying to avoid. Maybe that's what, because by the time the girl, it can also be that within that 7 years, she can completely hate the father. Because here, the in thing now is people labeling their parents as toxic. Labeling the parents, and people are walking away from home. Kids in the Western world, that's the thing. They'll just look at their parents, that their parents are toxic, they're this and that, and they don't want to have anything with their parents again. That is the fear of parents living abroad. That is another issue, because you train your child, you do everything, and once the child is 18 or 19, then now they see their parents as toxic, controlling this, and before you know it, they're out. And our kids, black kids, Nigerian kids are following suit too. So that is another thing. So you want to be in the life of that child, at least do whatever you need to do. If that eventually happens, you know you have done your own. And if that doesn't happen, you know you swallowed your pride just to bring the child to you. So it's there's no win here. Basically, there's no win. So is it easy to leave the child? Yes. Is it easy to close your eyes? Maybe no. So it's a battle. Unfortunately, it's a need. And bottom line is, guys, if you don't want to do this, the baby mama syndrome that is the reigning thing in the world or in the Nigeria and all of those, zip off. I mean, manage yourself. All of these, I can't be eating eba every day. I can't be eating yam every day and things like that. There's no joy. The pain after years is unending. Unfortunately, both of them are tied for life. Davido and Sophia, they are tied for life, whether they like it or not.
So that's why at this point, Davido also thinking of also trauma. They should not go to court, because I wonder how a mom will sleep when such things is being brought up. The pain alone. So let him stop, because for every time he goes to court, they are going to use this whole thing against him. So let him leave the court, because now the other baby mother, the other son, mother has been chatting today. Our chat has been going here and there, flying here and there. That she also is going to drag him. So for now, I have seen it. The one with, is it Larissa or Clarissa?